So you've seen the custom parks, you've seen insane mega ramps and like, some cool street spots and stuff. Now it's your turn, okay? Today I'm breaking down the essential workflow for Skate 3 mapping in Blender. Let's get into it. First things first, you're going to need the right tools. You'll need Blender 4.5 or higher, Arena Builder, and the Meebs and Rousseffe's Skate Tools version 4 add-on. That's for the grind and stuff. All the links to the Discord where you can grab these are in the description below. Now, before we start anything, you need to remember these important rules, okay? Control A all transforms. If your scales aren't applied, your map will break. Also, red is bad. If you see red faces, check your normals and always merge by distance. And remember to check your faces, enable face orientation. To make your map skatable, go into edit mode, select the edges for your rails or ledges, hit mark sharp. Once you've marked them, go to skate tools panel and hit sharp edges to grind splines. Save this whole step though until the very end when your map is, fully modeled. Now you can't leave it without a light map, so before we move on to the materials and export, we need to bake the lights. Use the X-Atlas Light Map Baker, set your image to 1024 max. Remember, more samples mean better shadows, less artifacts. Make sure to increase your world brightness for the bake. If you enabled the preview to check your light maps after baking, make sure to disable it right before you start the final process. Also, if you have more than 10 objects, group them together to keep the bake clean. So if you have 20, 30 objects in your scene, do 3 objects per light map or something like that. Now with the light map baked, we move to BlenRose. First you need to hit enable BlenRose for all and prepare for export. Once that's done, open the BlenRose material editor and hit sync node tree from shader to pull your data in. This is where you set your physics surface like concrete or metal and your audio surface so the game sounds right. Once that's dialed in, you're ready to hit bulk export all objects and your map will be done. Again, what to avoid, okay? Never release a map with no light map. It just looks bad. Some maps, like if you're porting a map from a game that's toon shadery, like Simpsons or something, maybe you don't need to. But other than that, always bake a light map. It just looks bad and people won't play your map if it doesn't have one. Also, if you add in trees or foliage, don't forget to make the foliage a tree.default material, okay? You'll see more in the video, in this video towards the end, but you have to do that. And seriously, forgetting to do Control A all transforms will destroy everything, so don't forget to do that either. And once you're done with everything, everything's ready and you've exported everything from Blender. Next thing is you want to take those files into the Arena Builder, select your input folder, give your map a name, set your output and hit build dist. You're officially ready to skate your map. And that's the workflow. That's basically it. Nail the steps and you will be able to do it. If you get lost or you need help, the Discord that I linked below with the tools, you can also ask for help in there. And I'm sure people will help you, I will help you, anyone who can will help you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So the rest of this video is going to be basically me making a very small map and just basically narrating what I'm doing. So anything I didn't cover here or anything you'd rather see visually, then that's how I'll do it. So yeah, enjoy the next step. Alright, so here we are. We're going to actually make the map now. So obviously you're going to need the tools, so if you go to the description below or if you're already in the server, awesome. But you go to the tools channel after you do verification and you download this Arena Builder 1.21 from beautiful Dumbad, who cooked with these tools. Like without him, this shit wouldn't be possible. He's doing some crazy shit. If you join the server, if you look in his bio, he has a GoFundMe. Go donate to it. Trust me, he's been putting in some work. He deserves it. So make sure to do that. But anyway, Arena Builder. So once you've downloaded it, you basically have got this. So this is, you just want this somewhere. I've just got it on my desktop. You want to drag this X-Atlas Light Mapper, the whole zip, just drag it into Blender and install it. BlenRose.py, do the same, install it to Blender. Yeah, and make sure to read this README. Please read the README, okay? There's a lot of stuff at the beginning of this video I didn't cover, so please read the README, or you're just gonna have problems. Okay, now you are gonna need to know how to use Blender somewhat. That's just the way it goes. I am gonna make the most simple map known to man right now to try and cut the video down a bit, and I'll show you the basic workflow. So when you've got all your stuff installed, when you press N, you should have a light map baker here, and if you go to the materials down here and scroll down, you should see these as well. And if that's the case, then you're sweet. And for the script for Meebs and everything, you can just go to scripting, open. I've just got it in here, so there you go. You can just run that, or you can install that so it's always installed, and then you'll have skate tools here. And there's the grind spline stuff. So cool. Let's make a small map now. I will say the player character size is 1.8 meters. I have a little non-textured Coach Frank here that I use, but it's just 1.8 meters. So you could make a cube, make it 1.8 meters tall, or you could just use this 2-meter cube that starts and just, you could just shrink the top a little bit, but to about 1.8 meters, and that's the height of the player basically. So yeah, let's make a map. I'm just gonna, I can't do a tutorial on how to really make maps. I'm not even gonna really make a proper map. I am just going to make like basically a simple grindable thing. It's gonna be ugly. We'll just do like a box like that, and then maybe I can add a ramp here. What I'll do, I will extend this like that and extrude that up, and I'll just like that's a little bit crazy actually. Now I'm looking at it, but there we go. You can kind of, let's just drop that down significantly actually. So there we go. We got like a little ramp kind of thing. Cool. And now, what I was on about at the start, when you do face orientation, enable this. I have a theme on, so anything that you will physically be able to see is blue. For you, if you've just got stock Blender, it won't be. It'll be, well, it could be blue depending on your version of Blender, but if not, it'll just be normal colored, grey. But if it's red, it means you can't see it. So, for instance, if this floor was red, when you spawn in, the collision's going to be the wrong way, so you'll fall through it, and you're not going to see it and stuff. So yeah, just to be aware of that. You want to do this maybe at the end or whatever. But if you know Blender, you should know that by now anyway, if you've made maps for other games or whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to add a little grass area, like so. I'm just going to do this, and I'll just do this as well. I'm trying to cut this video quite short if I can, but it never happens. So there we go, and then I can just select those edges. I'll just separate them, and then I will extrude them. I will select all the edges, move it up a bit. There we go. Alright, okay, so that can be our grass area. So what I'm doing is I'm going to have this box as like a metal, perhaps, and then the rest can be concrete. So I'm actually going to make sure this is correctly on the floor. Again, I can't show you how to make maps. Like, you just need to get used to it, or learn Blender, or you need to like port a map or something. But yeah, so this is going to be concrete, this is going to be metal, and then this is going to be grass. So we've got these all nicely sorted. There we go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to press the grass one. I'm going to make a new material. Don't touch BlenRose yet. I mean, you think you could do this in BlenRose, but just don't worry about it. So I'll just UV project. Here we go. Some grass. Lovely. I'll turn the roughness off. This has no effect on exporting. This is just, you turn it off, it's better to see. You haven't got the stupid reflections. So yeah, and now I'll do my concrete. Like so. So I'll just do this. This is pretty much fine. I can just do cube. I'll just up it a little bit just so it's less Gross. And then on this one, I'll make this metal. If I can find a good metal texture, that is. You can use any texture, but I would stick to 512 as a limit, by the way. 512 by 512, or 512 by 256. It always has to be a power of 2, basically. So I'm just going to use this crappy, horrible texture there. I mean, look at that. That is gross. But here we go. It works, okay? Okay, so there's one other thing I should mention, and that is that you should name these materials correctly, especially if you're making a large map or something. So this is, this could be grass, this could be concrete. And if you had multiple concretes, you just have to label them. This is where knowing Blender comes into the main thing, really. We don't need to create a character. Make sure to delete him or your box for reference. You don't want him there when you're in the game. So that's cool. They're all named: grass, concrete, metal. Beautiful. Now we are going to need to add a sun. So I'll add a sun. Press Z, got it rendered, and we have a sun that we can move around. I'll just do that. Some nice shadows. There we go. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, so that you don't have these very dark shadows, you'd really want to increase the color or strength. I'm just going to do color. So I increase the color quite a bit, like probably there. I'll also change the sun strength a bit, probably like 3-ish, 3.5's good, just so those shadows aren't so jarring. Turn the roughness off on these. Like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, there we go. So we have our sun. Beautiful. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press A, make sure everything's highlighted. Okay, in object mode. Okay, Control A, all transforms. Okay, now there is one thing to mention as well. If you're doing a port and say there's a ramp that has metal and wood and there's more than one material, see if there can only be one material per object. So just press A, go into edit mode, press A again, press M, merge by distance, then right click, separate by material. And if there's objects that share a lot of materials, if there's objects that have more than one material, they won't anymore. It'll split them, which is exactly what you want. Okay, and you could also, just to be super cool about it, you could join. So say if I downloaded this and this was a port, it's like this, and it's like, oh, that's not going to work, right? So just A. You could also merge by distance to close any vertices, and then you can right click, separate by material, and it'll separate them back into their individual material. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So that's done. Again, Control A, all transforms. Get used to doing that. So we've done that. So now we're going to bake the light map. Now, just as a word to the wise, I would go to Window and then toggle the System Console so you can see what's going on. Then you want to go to your light map. Now you can do 1024. I'm not sure if you have a very large map. I'm not sure you can do 1024. I'm not sure 100%. Don't quote me on that. I think it's fine. But image size 1024, samples 1024. The more samples will reduce artifacts in like shadows and etc. So if you're having problems with that, you want to turn up that, but it will greatly increase the bake time. Because this map has only got 3 objects, I'm just going to do 1 object per atlas. So it's basically going to be each object's going to have its own light map. It's not like the grass and ground here are going to share the same light map, because that wouldn't make sense. I could technically bake just 1 light map for this whole scene, but for quality purposes, I just keep it for 1. Say if I had above 10 objects, I might split it into 3 per light map, and that way you get like a nice feel. Okay, so there we go. We highlight everything. You have to highlight everything with the light map, so just press A, and then you just give it a bake, basically. So boom, and then if we sit in here, we can see it's created 3 groups, because 3 objects, 1 per group. And we just give it a second. This shouldn't take too long, thankfully, because it's only 3. Come on, it's almost done. There we go. Okay, cool. So now you're in cycles, so you can just press Z, go to Material Preview. So there we go. And now all you want to do is highlight everything, press preview on, and you can see a preview of your light map. So as you can see, these shadows are baked in and they look very nice. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Now there is something I have forgotten to do, so I'm actually going to press back as if I've never baked them. I'm going to add a tree real quickly because I forgot to do that. So I will add tree 1. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll add 2 trees. I'll add 1 tree there, and I will copy and paste this and add a second. And the reason why is because I want to show you something. So the first thing I'm going to do, this tree here, as you can see, it's 2 materials and 1 object, so not good. So we can just do bark. Okay, this one can also be this one can be bark as well. It says it creates one. I'll fix that in a moment. So all we want to do is change the tree. In fact, I'll delete that tree, and I will go here and I will Shift D to duplicate. So I'm duplicating it, but keeping it as 1 object, so it doesn't create extra materials. So there we go. Now I can just highlight those, right click, separate by material. There we go. So these are the same material, and these barks are the same material. But what I actually want to do is I want to basically have it so this one's different for now. So I'm just going to separate my selection. That's its own one. So I'm going to do no tree leaves. I don't know. And then this one can just be I'll do that. Create base color. That's going to be a bloody pain now, isn't it? That one, and then we'll just put tree leaves. Okay, so I'm just going to link the alpha. You wouldn't have to do all this. This is just me testing. Okay, so we have the bark there. 1. That's no tree leaves. That's tree leaves. Okay, so the reason why I've done this is because I'm going to show you what happens if you don't set the foliage things, the things you want as foliage, to the correct materials. And also, before we do that, I'm also going to add another plane in the center here. I'm going to give it a new material. I'm going to call it grime, and we're going to make this we'll just give it some like this texture here, and then I'm going to lift it ever so slightly off the floor so it's not z-fighting. Give it alpha. There we go. So we have this grime texture as well. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, and now we can bake the light map again. So we're going to highlight everything. I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to join. I'm going to highlight everything again. Right click, separate by materials. Just a good habit to get into. So these are all separated. These aren't. Beautiful. Now we have a few objects, but I'm going to do 2 objects per atlas this time, just to speed up the bake time. And yeah, so I'm going to do Control A, all transforms, and bake. Okay, light map has finished baking. So again, highlight everything, preview on. Oh, preview off, preview on. There we go. So now we can see the light map. Cool. Don't worry about the trees looking like that. That's normal. It's fine. So the light map's fine. Awesome. Cool. So preview off. Okay, so now we have the light maps done. We'll do these splines. So like I explained at the beginning, you just basically click, make sure you're in edit mode, and make sure you are in edge select mode. So I can just click basically all edges I want grindable. These ones I'm not going to do because it's just a flat plane. This bit's going to be, you're going to be able to see through this from this side. It's because it's so flat, it's not going to be accurate. But this part will be. Okay. So I can do the skate tools. Right click, mark sharp. There we go. Skate tools. I can just press sharp edges to grind splines. So this is now, well, at least should. There we go. Sorry, my bad. You have to highlight everything. So just press A. So when you're done with the whole map, you spline the whole map, sharp edge the whole map. Sorry, press A, generate. And another trick is after you've done that, you can just export this now, and these splines will work. But because they're so close, sometimes it can get caught. So what I like to do is press G, Z, hold Shift, and just move up a few centimeters like that. Perfect. So press A, Control A, all transforms. All right. So now we've done the most annoying bit. Okay, we've built the map. So now we do the BlenRose. So we've got everything highlighted. We'll just press BlenRose Material Editor, enable BlenRose for all and prepare for export, sync node tree from shader, and there we go. So now we can select our thing. So if you go to press something and it won't let you, it's because it's not been assigned to an object. A good thing to do is file, clean up, delete unused, purged unused data before you press BlenRose. But if it won't let you select it, I wouldn't worry about it. So bark, okay, physics surface, not too worried about that. You're not going to be skating it. I'll just do like wood. Concrete, we're going to do physics surface. We're going to want it to be very smooth, and we're going to give it the concrete polished. The grass, we're going to give this a very slow surface type, and we're going to make it grass. The grime, be this little dirt in the corner. Now I don't want this to have collision, so all you do is exclude this material from collision export. Just tick that. Okay, the metal, we will have this as slippery, and we will do metal solid round 1. Now here's where I'm on about. So if you just left this, so obviously with things like this you wouldn't want it to have collision, so you just disable it. But if I just didn't do anything with this now and I left that, okay, you'll see anyway. So this one I've not changed the material class here, and the subclass is environment.transparent. Okay, so all I've done is disable the collision. So if I press tree leaves now, the one that we are going to do correctly, if you press material class and go to tree, okay, the subclass is default. Now this will actually behave correctly. It won't cull any sides, and you'll see why you do this now. Okay, and again I'll exclude this material from collision. Okay, so that's it. That is basically it. Now I can bulk export all objects. I'll just put them where is my tutorial map? I'll just stick them in here, and it's going to run. There we go. Export 7 objects, 7 materials, 0 failed. Beautiful. So now you've done that, all you have to do is open your Arena Builder folder now. So you could save your project in Blender and close Blender if you really wanted to. So you open the Arena Builder exe. Now I select the folder where I just exported those items. So I will be going to my tutorial folder. Where are you? There it is. So go into map, select folder, and then output. I'll just put it on my desktop, and I'm just going to call this one tutorial. Okay, now you can mess with the specular and normal maps in here, but Dunbar did a good job. They're set to a nice level. They're absolutely fine. So just once you've done that, once you've got your input, where it's going, your name, just press build. And you'll see it's loading the splines, it's making the textures, it's making the tiles, and it's done. Okay? And then you go into your games user directory. So mine is RPCS3 games, Skate3 plus, PS3 user directory, data, content, world. If you don't have a stream folder here, you have to create one, and then just drop your map in there. And now we boot Skate3, and then using the native menu, we can load our map. So I'm just gonna wait for it all to load, and I'll see you when it loads in. Okay, here we are. I loaded in the map. As you can see, everything's here. Everything's cool. We can grind our little thing. We got a light map. The grime we put on the floor isn't collidable. If I skate on the grass, it'll be slow. It's grass particles and sounds like grass. Yeah, it's all pretty cool. Now, the reason what I talked about with the tree.default. So this is the one that we didn't change to tree.default. Now, can you see the culling that is happening? This isn't good. The tree doesn't look very... It doesn't look like a tree. It just doesn't look like a Skate3 tree. Now, we use the tree.default material here. And now, as you can see, that is correct. It's not culling. It uses a different alpha channel that's built specifically for trees and foliage. So it works great. Okay, so that's just something to remember. Anyway, I hope this video helped. It was a little rushed, the end bit. but I don't really like making tutorials. So I hope this helped in some way. I hope you can make some cool maps. We need some brand new maps, not any ports. Make sure to do a light map. Make sure to control all transforms. Make sure to separate by material. Make sure to make some cool maps. So yeah, peace guys.